By saving your money, you're actually losing it. To better understand this, let me give you a metaphor. Let's say you have a dog, specifically a Siberian Husky. You give him his favorite treat and he buries it to get it later when he's hungry. What the dog didn't know about is that by burying his treat, thinking he was protecting it, he exposed it to destruction because under the ground there are forces he doesn't know about that are nibbling his money. Constantly. I'm speaking of bacteria, worms, and all sorts of parasites that are eating away the dog's treat. Soon after, the dog will get his treat, probably degraded. The point of all this was to keep the treat, but now, is there more of the treat or less of it? What was the point of burying that treat? If that's what you're doing with your money right now, there needs to be a change, but let's not get too far from our point. What is so bad about saving cash? In 1971, US President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold.
This basically meant that the value of exchange of the dollar was no longer going to be tied or related in some way or another to the price of gold. That allowed the government to have total control over the currency. The consequences, though?
How much money printing can our economy handle before it kind of blows up?
Prices surging more than they have in 30 years.
And the U.S. government, the U.S. Treasury, could now print money. So rather than fix the economy, they just did this.
The financial world has completely changed since then, but the way people think about money and financial education in school hasn't. Before 1971, if you saved dollars, you saved gold, but after that year, you saved dollars, you got dollars. Right now, the dollar depreciates about 2 to 3% a year, but this year, 7.8% and still counting. Now we get soaring gas prices, grocery prices, and housing prices. It is time to get out of the dollar. Saving cash right now is like doing as the dog we talked about earlier, unless you can find a bank that can give you a rate of more than 7.8%. Frankly, that's impossible. If you save dollars during the gold standard time, maybe. If people are failing, it's because they're not evolving. They do what is not obsolete because the knowledge they have about money has expired since 1971. To survive, you have to evolve or you get wiped out. That is how it is in nature, so in this video, you will learn how to evolve financially. After 1971, the economy started rewarding asset owners, not dollar savers. Let's get this out of the way. You need to acquire assets now. I'm not talking about any type of asset either, but good assets that can help you hedge against inflation during these tough financial times. Let's talk about them. Saving money? But you gotta be kidding me. Like, I don't even know what investing is. Well, there's nothing wrong with saving money to buy a house, a car, or an item. But a long-term saving strategy exposes your money to be nibbled by inflation. You see, when you save your money, the only way it can grow is that you add more of it. After the gold standard, the US government had the power to print as much money as they wanted. And it's not too bad to boost the economy by injecting some cash into it. But if the cash is being created with nothing backing it like gold, why save it then? Here's what happens. Every year, the US government prints money and adds it to the economy. Since more cash is circulating, companies start charging higher prices in order to make more out of the printed money. It's a basic rule. The more there's something, the less that thing is worth. Let's say everybody owned a Tesla and lived in a mansion. Then, in that case, having a Tesla and a mansion wouldn't give you as big of a social status as if you were one of the few people to own them. It's the same right now. Anybody in the 21st century would be lavishly wealthy if he or she traveled back to when their money was actually worth something. We're all rich by 1800 standard. There was a time where 37K was worth as much as $1 million right now. And because there's more dollars printed, that makes us all have a lot of money, but not be rich, since the more there's something, the less that thing is worth. Now, what if you started putting your money in assets that actually grow? I mean, investing on paper makes a lot of sense, but you really gotta put your money in assets that cannot be printed or manipulated, and that grow over time. Heck, your bank doesn't even keep the money you save there. They go out and borrow it to people that need capital at a higher rate. It's now time for me to introduce you to these real assets.
But I like gold because gold is God's money. You know, gold and silver have been here since the earth was formed, and it'll be here long after we're all gone. So gold will always be here no matter what the markets are doing. So that's why my foundation is gold.
Gold is an asset because you can use it to flex. Kidding. Hopefully. I kind of have a point though. More than 50% of gold ever used was for flexing. I talked about the importance of evolving earlier, and this evolution is happening right now in front of your eyes. Gold is more expensive in countries like Mexico, Argentina, and Peru than in America because those countries underwent massive hyperinflation and the people who saved money there got wiped out. So they had to evolve and think of new ways to keep their cash. In uncertain financial times, you should consider saving gold and silver, which are real money because historically, the price of gold soared during financial crisis. Gold soars during financial crisis because in these times, people panic and don't trust the currency anymore and need a stable currency to store their wealth. Another precious metal to consider is silver, an industrial metal for which there's going to be massive demand in the coming years for the construction of solar panels, phones, and batteries. You may think, why are gold and silver real money though? And you know what? They've always been real money. Gold and silver are elements on the periodic table, and they've been used for thousands of years as a mean of exchange for decoration and construction. They were and are still used as a mean of exchange today because they don't corrode or rust, their supply is limited and cannot be manipulated by government, unlike the currencies we have today. In the coming years, there will be more demand for precious metals such as gold and silver because they are used to manufacture electronics like phones, computers, making solar panels, and car batteries, and their overall inventories are shrinking. California made it mandatory for any newly constructed house to have solar panels on their roofs by 2020 on. The sale of new gas cars is going to be banned in California by 2030. Same situation for Canada, UK, and for Germany. So EVs are becoming mandatory, and guess what materials those items require in order to be built? A lot of silver. Silver demand is soaring and supplies are falling. It is a great time to buy silver though, because its price is very low compared to gold. The market for silver is extremely tiny right now and its price is low. There's a basic rule in investing: buy low, sell high, and right now silver is low and demand is soaring. I can't even stress enough that you need to get into real assets right now instead of burying your cash. And even more important, subscribe to this channel and give a like. I'm not even kidding. Investing in hard assets is extremely important to go through tough financial times, but only doing so will not strengthen your finances and make you grow wealthier. If you truly want to get ahead financially, you absolutely have to combine what you just learned about investing with these money hacks that only 1% uses to build massive wealth. And that is what this video covers. It's just, you guys gotta check it out.